It's happened. After all these years, we've finally done it. We've made it to the absolute bottom of the barrel. Things that I'd be hesitant to even call games. Spider-Man is one of the most iconic superheroes of all time, but more importantly for this video, he's also one of the most popular superheroes for kids. And over the years, many have used that recognizability for their own profit. Here, it's no exception. These are scuffed Spider-Man ripoffs. So I started browsing the App Store, where I then found the first game I'll be playing, Fly Rope Hero Man Games. That's more like a collection of words than a title, but okay. So the game starts with what might be the lowest quality, bit compressed cutscene I think I've ever seen. This isn't a YouTube issue, the game just looks that bad. This whole sequence looks like it came straight from the Elsagate era. All it's missing is bright colors and pregnancy for some reason. Flying Spider Rope Hero? I think you're missing a few words there, buddy. This cutscene's a mess, so thankfully they brought in Mr. Clean. Maybe he can clean the jankiness out of this game. Or the game can just kick his ass, that works too. Now we're finally loading in, and wow, even the audio sounds like it was recorded from someone else's speakers. And the menu just says tap to play. After that, we're on another menu that lets us unlock everything for the low price of $10. How generous. Then, after a loading screen, we get to choose our skin. Then, after another loading screen, and an ad for a much better looking game, we get to choose our stage and sit through, yet again, another loading screen paired with another ad. Guys, I'm starting to think that this mobile game likes money. And after all that waiting, here's what we get. Save victime through an accident. Let's see, we can run, punch, jump egregiously high, and fly? So the goal of this game is to perform the simple tasks the game gives you each level, like saving people or beating up bad guys. In concept, I like the idea of being able to run around a sandbox with these powers, especially an environment as haphazardly thrown together as this. But also, it's just so poorly put together. You can tell that this entire game was made just by throwing random pre-made assets into a Unity file and calling it a day. Which is funny, but as oddly engaging running around with superpowers is, the ability to fly kind of ruins any challenge the game might have had. This gameplay loop is actually strikingly similar to Superman 64. You know, a game that can be considered one of the worst of all time. Hell, at least in that game you can't walk straight off the edge of the map. I'm sure by now you've also seen the fidget spinner button, which shoots fidget spinners, really not beating the Elsagate allegations. A women bike has been punctured. Go and help her. Take to the home. There's nothing here. Damn, bitch, you live like this? Overall, this game is bad. The next game I'll be looking at is Swing Rider. This one's looking a lot more like a game, unlike whatever that thing was earlier. It falls in line with a lot of the stuff by Voodoo, which isn't a great sign because that means it's kinda boring. I think I'll play as the homeless man. So in this one, you need to swing around to win the race, and you go through rings to give you a little speed boost. Usually superheroes and rings don't make for the best video games, but look, I'll give them a chance. The controls actually feel pretty good, but the game as a whole is so sterile and boring by comparison that I'd actually rather play the Broken Mess. At least that one leaves something to be talked about. The races come in a circuit of 5, where each time whoever's in last place is removed until one is left. That'd be pretty neat if the people you played against were real, which they aren't. And even then, from first or second place, you really don't notice a difference when people start disappearing, so it's really the same thing every time. Overall, This next one looks a little more interesting. Blue Ninja, superhero game. First, let's check out the tutorial. Okay. This loading screen is really hyping me up for the game. It looks like Blue Ninja and Yellow Ninja are arch enemies. I can't wait to see that in the actual game.
My cupcake drops.
Once we're in, the game seems to take place in a bootleg GTA environment. But sadly, we can't randomly kill people. In this game, we play as Blue Ninja, the bluest ninja of them all. I don't really know if I'd call him a superhero. He seems to just go around beating people up for fun, but I guess he's the hero the city has. The gameplay seems to revolve around exploring the city and going to various action spots where enemies can be found. Swinging around the map is surprisingly smooth, and because we're playing as a ninja, we get a sword as well. Pairing the two, you can actually do some pretty cool actions that are fun to pull off. It doesn't really take skill, you're hitting 2 buttons, but it looks nice. I do find it weird that I get coins when I fight the criminals. Am I mugging them? Am I taking their money? I mean, the enemies barely even fight back, so maybe Blue Ninja was the real mugger all along. You can also run on walls, and it's probably the most finicky part of the game. Blue Ninja is also physically unable to leave the city. With nothing else to do, I plummeted to my death. I like to imagine Blue Ninja as just this absolute menace on society, but they can't do anything about him because, well, he's Blue Ninja, superhero. Next is Minecraft Spider-Man Adventure. Spider-Man was one thing, but now it's also Minecraft time. Oh boy. Wow, what a cool menu. I'm sure the game's gonna look exactly like this. Then it lets us pick our Spider-Man and weapons. Wait. Weapons? Since when did Spider-Man need weapons? Come on, this isn't Blue Ninja. The game gives us the option between island and city levels, but it's pretty much the same either way. But the city levels have fences, so they're better, I guess. In this game, you go through various levels, beating up or killing enemies. Kill the thugs? Damn, that's a little harsh. The graphics are weird. You'd expect them to just use Minecraft characters, but because of the gameplay involving fighting, whoever made this added extra points of articulation, and because of that, this game looks kind of uncanny. Like, I genuinely can't stop staring at the seam on Spider-Man's back. There's something captivating about the way it bends and breaks constantly. The controls are a lot more simplistic than the other games. You get to jump, punch, and spider. Beating up enemies looks goofy as hell. He kinda just flails his arms around and it somehow works. The sensitivity is a serious problem. It's incredibly low, and that makes playing as Spider-Man feel like controlling a tank. I really like the web shooter though, acting as a rope you can use to pull in enemies or to get them out of the way. In this level, instead of having to kill the enemies, or thugs, all I need to do is destroy their homes. Finally, I can resolve a conflict without having to kill anyone. Oh, I guess he was mad I broke his home. He didn't even try to fight back, he was just done with life. I think the main takeaway here is to never mess with Spider-Man. Oh, or you could just do that. I guess that works too. The last game is Spider Rope Hero Man Games 3D, and after everything we've played, I'm sure we're ready for this one. But I will say, the title's a little familiar. Huh. So the game as a whole seems a little familiar too. A ripoff? Guys, I have no idea what you're talking about. This one's completely different. Come on, look at the loading screen. That's a different guy. It's a little similar, sure, but there are many nuanced differences. Like this one loves ads even more. And the bottom of the screen is completely gone. But Spider-Man can still fly, gotta keep that in. Look, there's a Twerk Race 3D ad here, so it's clearly the better game. Here, I have to save a victim from an accident. Here, I have to beat people up. Here, I have to stop a terrorist. Wait, this is new. In all realness here, of all the games you could possibly steal, why in the world would you choose this one? It was already a broken, barely functioning game to begin with, and this one is somehow even worse. What else do I even say at this point? The fact this game exists at all is baffling to me. You know what, I think that's it for Spider-Man ripoffs. I'm gonna go now.
Tobey Maguire got bit by a spider, but see, me, it was a go.